Hi, this is Ronnie, and welcome to Mercy Tiara's 27-Day Challenge Inspiration YouTube Hop. This hop is full of inspiration. Everybody on the hop has chosen one of the challenges to do. So each one's covered, and then a few will be covered twice, maybe more. But all the links will be down there in the bottom. And just hop along. And the challenge I'm doing is the stash one. And I let Maura pick it out for me, and because I liked them all, so it didn't matter which one I did. And so I am going to dig out my oldest paper. And when I went digging, I found these three that's on top here, and they're pink. And that's what I thought I'd do my layout. I'd do a girl's layout. And I pulled it out, and I also seen a leaf paper. And I thought, boy, that would be great with my How to Kill a Kit with Style. I could fussy cut these leaves out. And so I put it with these and pulled them out. And I am not going to be doing a girl layout. Well, my daughter's going to be in the picture. But I'm going to instead do a Halloween picture, because when I went to cut into the leaf paper for the fussy cutting, because I decided to fussy cut it all out and have it ready in there. See all those cut up? Yeah, it's let me tell you, a whole sheet cuts down to practically nothing sometimes. But yeah, an hour and a half, and I got them all cut. But when I did my first cut into the paper to cut a few out and then fussy cut them, I noticed when this little piece of paper fell down that I'd cut into two papers. And so, I cut into this Halloween one, and I thought, I could use that. It's as old as these are. And so, I am going to do a Halloween layout and use that piece of paper. And so the pink's going to go to the side. And, I'm going to be working with, I believe these papers came from Die Cuts with a View. Well, I'm sure they did. I don't think any of them came from anything else except that black piece of cardstock. But it was two different collections from Die Cuts with a View. I am going to use that white paper to put it on, because I'm going to have different sizes on here, and they're not going to completely fit together because some of them are already cut. But I'm going to make it work by putting it on the white cardstock. And that black with little tiny polka dots, it's not going to be on the layout. I pulled it thinking maybe it would, but no, it is not. It's going to go over to the side and stay too. But the next qualification or part of the challenge is to use a tool that you've not used in a long time. And I thought about using this crimper here. But then I thought, I have got a tool that I have never used. I've had it for a long time, and I have never used it. So that would be even better than not used in a long time. So I'm going to end up using this iRock, and then in the little baskets, the little things you put on there, kind of like gemstones, and they have adhesive on the back of them, and then that heats up and melts the adhesive. And it says don't do it too long, because if you do it too long, then it seeps out. But that's what I'm going to use as my tool that I have not used ever. And then the next part of the challenge is to use, you're supposed to have a very old piece of paper plus two more pattern papers, or a pattern paper and a cardstock. And of course, these are the qualifications, and you can always have more when it's a challenge like this. So I think I have an extra orange that I end up using. And I'm going to use those stickers because it said to put a big dent in a sticker sheet. And so I'm going to have a couple left when I get done. And it also, you're supposed to use alphas that have like all the A's and E's and vowels gone. And I've been Frankensteining these for a little while already. And the next thing is either use eyelets, ribbon, or brads, and I'm going to use brads. And you can see them there on the side. I guess I just laid them one to the side. But that's it. We'll get on with the layout. Thanks. Said I had Maura pick out mine because I figured I liked them all. But she picked out this one, and I had to find the oldest paper in the stash. And it's been so many years ago since I started scrapping, I had to dig in the closet to find the oldest in my stash. Of course, it helps that I brought it out. I did bring some exactly like this out this summer and used the greens out of all of it. Well, I don't think I got them all, but I got quite a few out, and used them up. So I'll probably leave these pink ones out and use them. And you're going to see me cut into a 12 by 12 here. That was not easy to do, but I wanted an orange that would match that orange stripe. So yeah, I brought it out. And the funny part of this layout is going to be close to the end. Well, if you're watching this right now, you're probably figuring out what I don't do that I needed to have done and haven't figured out and be wondering, why hasn't she done that yet? Well, I forgot. I got involved in the layout and just plain forgot. But I will take care of it before the layout is over. I'm measuring here, and I made it 3 inches across for that black there. And I'm going to take those alphas and I'm going to adhere them to that. And I thought I'd kind of do it like a puzzle. I am going to cut quite a few of the alphas apart, so you really can't tell what letter or number they were to start with. But I'm going to leave 2 numbers and 2 letters that are whole pieces. So if somebody is actually paying attention to my layout, maybe they'll notice that and try to look for more. And if they do, I'll say, well, there's 4. And see if they can find them. But yeah, most of them I am cutting apart. That 6 that you see laying there, I'm going to leave it whole. And like I said, 3 more things. But all mixed up in there, it's kind of hard to tell. And I was showing you my Zig Rider, and I bought this set when I first started scrapbooking sometime during the first year. As one of the first things I bought. And they're still good. They still are awesome. I have bought other brands because I wanted different colors. And they might last 6 months to a year if I'm lucky. I mean, seriously, I bought some, used them once, tried to use them 6 months later, and they were already dried out. But these, they're so dependable. Every single time I pull them out, they work. But yeah, I wanted to color them orange, and those glitter ones color really well. They color well with Sharpies too. No matter what you use, they color good with. I'm going to put my picture up on foam tape so that it'll be raised up, since the ends of the picture, the top and bottom, are going to be sitting on top of those alphas. And this is the sticker sheet that I'm using, and it is die cuts with a view. And I thought about putting it over there to the left, but I changed my mind. Instead, I decided to put it by the picture, and I am going to cut it apart and put foam tape under parts of it. And I think 3 pieces is what I'm going to cut it into. And it has, instead of like a white border around the edge, it has the same color as the spider paper, so it blends in really well. And I'm going to use all the stickers on this page, I think, except for, it's either 2 or 3. So I am going to put a dent in it. My chandelier, I'm going to put liquid glue up at the top, so it'll be flush against the spider wallpaper. Let's call it wallpaper. And then foam tape on the bottom part to give it some dimension. And I'm also going to end up putting 5 brads on it. Because, she gave a list of things to have and so, yeah, I'm going to get 5 brads on that chandelier. I'm working on this cluster right here a little bit, and it says Eek, and then I'm also going to have another sticker to go with it, and it was from a cut apart that's in the collection. My bat, I'm going to do it like I usually do butterflies. I'm going to glue the body part down to the paper flush and put foam tape under each of the wings. And that's the only bat I had on that sticker sheet. I don't remember if there was more, and I've used them because I did use a few of these before today. But yeah, I was wishing I had a couple of bats, but I only had that one. I could have pulled the die cut out, but I really liked that one, and I wanted them all look alike. You saw that I stuck my hat on there, and I'm going to leave that little gap there without thinking, so I will have to fill that in. I'm adding this cut apart that was on one of the sheets, and it says Halloween is a real treat. And that tombstone there, it was also on the same cut apart, and I'm going to leave it where it's at right now. It took me a minute to decide where to put it because I knew I wanted it on there. I liked the grays and the whole grays on that side, and I knew I wanted it on there, but I wasn't quite sure where. The bottom skeleton head, I'm covering it up with that jack-o'-lantern because, you know, they're jack-o'-lantern. They're dressed up as jack-o'-lanterns. That's my daughter and her son, and she went took him out trick-or-treating in the neighborhood. I put those two ghosts on there, and they're going to have foam tape on their bodies, and then the bottom of their bodies tucked in. I'm going to put a few stars on my layout too, and I think a couple of them I'm going to add foam tape under, but that one that I just put down just went flush against there. I'm pulling out my brads, and like I said, I'm going to end up using quite a few on this layout. And that one says Boo. It's got 3 brads, and they're going to say Boo, and I'm going to put them right across there on that top, well, second line on the tombstone. And then I'm going to put the brads up there on the chandelier. So I'm going to have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 brads on this layout. So yeah, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever put that many on a layout. I remember seeing Steak Goddess put a few on her layout one time, and I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, she was very impressive. But yeah, let's see, what am I doing now? Oh, I'm adding foam tape to another one of the leaves. I didn't put no foam tape on there to start with, but they didn't stick really well, and they popped up, and I thought, well, they're begging for some foam tape, so I slowly put it on there at different times as it popped up. I used that one there, and it took me a minute to decide where to put it. It's kind of big. And I trimmed around the bottom part of it, the banners that hung down, but I didn't trim the white around the scallop part of it. I decided to leave it on and let it stay white. And see how my ghost head is like underneath there? Yeah, I'm going to end up moving him so he looks a little bit better before the layout's over. And this is when I decided to go ahead and put the ones on the chandelier. And I thought about doing the stars first. They were a little bit bigger, but they weren't the right colors. I was looking at my layout, and I would be introducing green and purple if I use them, because there are only 4 of them, and I believe there's 6 of these little tiny ones. So I was able to use colors that I already had in the layout. And this is where I noticed that I made a mistake. See my hand there? Yeah. I forgot to use my oldest paper in my stash. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, so I have little choices on what to do with it, and I won't be able to add a lot unless I really tear my layout completely apart. But yeah, I tore down the side of that. Well, I first tore down the side of the gray paper with the Boo and all spooky and everything on it, but I didn't like it laying on there, so I tore down the edge of the orange and tucked it under instead. So it is on my layout. There may not be a lot of it on there, but it is on the layout. And now I'm adding those little gem things, and they have adhesive on the back, and so you put them where you want them on your layout. Then you take the tool and you turn it on. They said like 15 seconds is all you had to warm it up. And then you put it on each one of the little gems. And you can't leave it on there long because they said that it'd make the glue melt too much and seep out the sides. So I am putting it on each one. Of course, this is sped up, so it don't look like it's on there very long, but they're about 5 seconds each, I think. I mean, I was counting to 5. I might have counted quick. I don't know. But I lifted it up to see if anything fell off, and nothing fell off. So, Yay, I did that part right. And I'm looking at my list again to see if there is anything else I forgot. And no, I didn't. So I can go on and do whatever else I want. I remembered that I was wanting some of those spider webs on there. And I started to put that little ghost on there. And yeah, he's a little smaller than the others. And he's whiter. He's scared a little bit more, I guess. But I ended up taking him off because he just seemed to stick out like a sore thumb, being as white as he was. And the one that is underneath the layout was too yellow. So I have tried a couple other things in that little spot, and nothing was working. So I decided to pull out another sheet of paper and do some fussy cutting and cut some candy out. And I am not going to use the purples and greens. All I'm going to use is the oranges and yellows, and I guess black too. But yeah, I'm going to tuck them all in there, and that'll be it. I will be done with my layout. And I will have that oldest piece of paper in my stash thereabouts on my layout, even though I almost forgot it. I cannot believe that, after that being the thing that was holding me up, because I really wanted to make sure it was one of my oldest pieces. But yeah, there's my layout and the close-ups. There will be links below for everybody else that's in the hop. So much inspiration. And of course, challenges are awesome. I love doing challenges. So pick one of the challenges. And I believe Moira's going to have like a bonus challenge on her video. I'm not sure what it is. Something about maybe a scrap lift. I'm not sure. But I think that's like a double dip too. But yeah, check them out. And I want to thank you all for stopping by my channel. And if you leave a comment below, I'll be sure to reply. If you like the video, hit a thumbs up. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.